Hi, welcome back to Cortijo Life. If you're new, we're Curzel and Miguel. We traded our stable jobs and apartment in Andorra for a 20-acre off-grid farmhouse in the Andalusian countryside. We left the rat race to live slowly and sustainably, and out here, life truly is slow.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
But we also need this land to help pay the mortgage. We've always envisioned a productive olive farm for future income, but this property didn't have one, so we're planting it ourselves. Before we get our hands dirty, a quick disclaimer. Everything we're sharing is based on our personal experience here in Andalusia. Land prices and conditions vary wildly, so definitely do your local research. For us, this land actually came with a house. But generally speaking around here, a hectare of empty land will cost you anywhere between 10 and 30,000 euros. But here's a massive tip if you're buying land. Make sure it's actually zoned for agricultural exploitation. For example, we technically have 7 hectares of land outside of our residential plot, but we can only use 1.5 hectares for this olive grove. The rest is classified as forest land and pastizal or pasture land, which strictly isn't allowed for crop cultivation. So always check your zoning before you buy. Before you even touch the dirt, you need to learn the golden rule of Campo life. You need local contacts for everything. You need to find a reliable tractor company that can cultivate, mark, and dig the holes. Plus someone with a water tank and trustworthy recommendations on where to buy healthy saplings. If you are new to the area and don't have those contacts yet, your best bet is to get an alta or membership at your nearest olive cooperative. This is where you will eventually sell your olives anyway, and they are incredibly helpful. They can assess your specific situation and connect you with the exact local contacts you need to get started. Once we had our local tractor contact sorted, it was time to get to work. You can't just stick 465 trees into abandoned ground. First, we had to clear the slate by removing all the stray wild almond trees that had taken over the field. Once it was clear, the tractor came in to cultivate the land, ripping out the deep weeds and loosening up the compacted soil so our new trees could actually breathe. Traditionally, olive groves are spaced pretty far apart, usually 7 by 7 or 8 by 8 meters. We decided to go against the grain with an 8 by 4 meter grid. By planting them closer, we maximize the land to generate more income in these early years. We've read that with regular pruning, the canopies might not even touch each other. And if the roots start competing in a couple of decades, we can slowly thin them out. We've already decided this before the tractor came to cultivate the land. So after cultivating, he also mapped out the grid. And then another tractor came to mark and dig every single hole. When it comes to choosing the tree variety, we didn't want to guess. Success is highly dependent on your specific microclimate and soil, so we asked the local farmers what grows best right here. Taking their advice, we bought our specific olive saplings. From the same store, we also bought the initial fertilizers and curing products that we would need to give them a fighting chance. Then came the physical reality of the project. For 8 straight days, from April 24th to May 1st, it was just Miguel and me out there in the field. No outside help, just the two of us planting all 465 trees entirely by hand. But getting them into the dirt is only half the battle. Right after those 8 days of planting, we move straight into the initial maintenance phase. Watering is absolutely crucial so the new saplings don't immediately bake in the sun. A local neighbor came over with his tractor and water tank to help us give every single tree its first deep drink. We also applied abono to ensure that the soil had the exact nutrients needed to jumpstart their early root growth. An agro-engineer friend told us not to panic if we lose some saplings. A 5% mortality rate is actually normal and considered a good sign. Out of 465 trees, 5% would be over 20 dead trees. Fortunately, during our last walkthrough, we only noticed 2 or 3 looking a bit rough. They're still surviving, so we are keeping our fingers crossed. Planting an olive grove is an investment of sweat, time, and of course, money. So how much did this whole operation actually cost us from start to finish? Let's break down the exact numbers. This olive farm is our long-term legacy, but they definitely won't be putting food on our table anytime soon. While we wait for this grove to mature, I've been trying to figure out how to actually feed ourselves from this land right now. And let me tell you, trying to grow anything in the dry Andalusian heat with absolutely zero grit water is a brutal learning curve. Next time on Cortijo Life, I'm sharing the realities of our very first homesteading harvest, our very first attempt at garlic, which honestly was a spectacular failure. That and some other foraging adventures. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our humble little harvests, and click the video on the screen to see how we ended up on this wild off-grid journey in the first place. See you next time!